Oh yeah. Oh, we got to move this guy. The little thing over here. Hold on. You said 5 seconds of delay.
No delay.
That's what. All right, we're just gonna.
That's all right. 3, 2.
From the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it's high noon and high time that you tuned into the Spirit of Sports, hosted by Braddah Richie. The Spirit of Sports is the flagship of the Not Pods family. Not Pods' complete archive can be found at Not Pods on YouTube. And now for our host, Braddah Richie.
Thank you, Braddah Kaplan. Aloha and welcome.
Aloha.
The Spirit of Sports. This is Talk Story with Braddah Richie. We are blessed to have with us today from work, Anwar.
Hey, aloha, everybody.
How's it going?
It's a pleasure to be on here, Rich. You understand how excited I am for this.
Yeah.
This is monumental to me.
All right. He actually came up to me at work. You know, you don't know exactly where we are. Middle of the Pacific Ocean. We are live. But he said, Richie, I love what you're doing, and I'd love to come on. I said, I always love having a guest.
Yeah. The only thing is I don't know anything about sports. And I felt like, there was a place, and he found a place to talk stories. So.
Yes. Because that's, the Spirit of Sports. The Spirit of Sports. We're talking sports. We're talking life. So I guess we're going to go for the life half. I'm going to do 2 shows today. We're going to go with Anwar. And this is unscripted. We got nothing. So we'll see what happens here. And then we'll go through my week 15 picks and how week 14 wrapped up in the NFL. NFL all the time. Not Pods. Brought to you by my YouTube channel at Not Pods. Also own notpods.com. As I say, coming one day. I kind of need someone to help me out on that.
In the future, notpods.com.
Notpods.com.
It's got a good ring to it.
That's where I will be asking for my 51 cents a month. Just a mere, what's 51 cents a month off your credit card? You won't even notice. If I get 50,000 people, I can quit the job, and this is my career.
How much change you asked back at the bar? 72 cents?
What's that?
How many change you asked for when you asked?
72 cents
72
back.
Cents, right? Yeah. Okay.
Like maybe it'll be 72 cents. Yeah, whenever I was bartending, or when I give them $40 and the tab's $20.84, or if it's $22 and I give them 40, I said, I'll just take 72 cents back.
Please, the most random number ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just a little dumb shit thing I do.
I appreciate that stuff.
Yeah.
I do.
So this guy.
I had a very interesting start before I even got here, Richie.
Today.
Like moments before.
Well, let's do your backstory real quick.
Yeah.
Brown looking guy. You would think he's local, brother. I call this Brown Howley. These are the guys that would move here back in the 90s and wouldn't get beat up and everybody treat him cool. But this fucker's I've been here fucking 10 years. Oh, effing sorry. This guy makes you want to rehearse.
We rehearsed that part, so we're not allowed to say these words.
Yeah.
It's natural. We're flowing with it. We're flowing. Yeah.
So he's pretty new to the island, but it seems like you're getting along great. You love it.
I mean, I'm meeting the cool kids and I'm hanging out with them, so I don't think I'm doing too bad.
And we'll talk about your learning how to swim story later. But let's hear about your morning. So and action.
And scene. Yeah. I mean, moments before I got here. So I've been blessed with the ability to get an island truck, like through and through, island truck. And when I say it's collected a lot of rust, to the point where I think about half my car's body weight is just rusted off. I float on the sand if I take it on the beach, dude. And just before I got here, I went to go close my door and roll down my window, and I noticed the window just kind of sloped through, and I'm thinking to myself, well, that's weird. And I kept going, cranking. Boom, my window falls through the bottom of my door.
Onto the ground?
Onto the ground. Yeah, the picture I sent you.
Oh, didn't shatter though?
No, it didn't shatter.
Are you on grass?
Yeah, I was on grass. So I was in my drive. Yeah, so I failed to mention that part. So I park on the grass most times.
Lucky.
So yeah, I was very lucky with this one. And it was on the driveway, it would have been a big mess everywhere. But I sent you a picture, and I was just like, you could see the metal part in the middle, and how the window just goes through the bottom. And the bottom of my car door, there's nothing. You could just literally look in the bottom up.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, and I told him, I was like, I'm going to be kind of late, dude. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's his fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
We're on Hawaiian time, though,
It's honestly the truck's fault. It's the truck's fault. Yeah. Baby Blue wasn't holding up. That's her name, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Baby Blue.
I've seen that truck forever. And many like it.
So
I've
just
driven
one of the
plenty
details.
of those.
Yeah, it's one of the many fine qualities of it. So I just took the window to the side, and now I'm just riding with full breeze Full breeze all the time.
On the coldest day of the year.
Dude, I'm just, and it's the rainiest season too.
Yeah.
So I'm learning.
Wow.
It's actually my first Christmas here.
Oh,
It's gonna be my first winter here, my first everything.
Okay.
Here, really, yeah.
I remember.
You know,
It's pretty cool.
I'm just excited to see how.
And I forget you grew up East Coast.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm. Am I allowed to say where I'm from?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure that.
Oh yeah, Jersey boy through and through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? What's his name? Sinatra's town?
Oh yeah, Hoboken, New Jersey.
Hoboken.
Well, I wasn't born there. I was
But
born
you
in
worked
Newark.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Newark.
Yeah.
There's no murderers there. I heard there was one murder once there.
One time. Safest neighborhood on the block.
Yeah.
Who cares? Yeah, once you leave the Prudential Center, you're good. Leave the airport, walk around late at night, you're fine.
That's what I hear.
But yeah, I was bartending for a long time in Sinatra City. It was him and the Rat Pack were getting at it in the same block where I was slinging cocktails. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
What's the block called?
I mean, I was at 10th and Willow. So
Okay.
10th and Willow, I mean, it's literally the street name is the bar, but I mean, all around those blocks, it's 1 square mile city. So you go from 14th to 1st Street, and then you go from like, I don't know, about 8 avenues this way. It looks like a small, they call it the sixth borough. It's
Okay.
basically what it is, the sixth borough of New York. You
How
know?
far to the city?
Oh, dude, I mean, you see the city right there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you're
Okay.
if you're at the edge, there's literally an avenue called Sinatra Drive, and you go down this, and it's beautiful. You're just literally driving down by the water, and you see the skyline of New York. I think that you could honestly take a rock and throw it as hard as you can. You could hit New York, you know.
Bridge
And-
or tunnel?
Oh yeah, they have everything there. You could take a ferry there. Ferry's like 8 minutes. You take a train.
I always wondered,
subway.
does his arms get tired?
Huh?
The ferry?
Sorry. What? Wait, what?
Seems like his arms would get tired.
Oh my god. The ferry. I love that. I was like, wait, what?
Oh, by the way, if we offend anybody, get a real life.
This is why I'm here. Yes. Yes, thank you. Oh my god. Well, I mean, it's so funny. But you got the means of transportation are limitless there. I mean, the only thing they don't offer is like a helicopter ride. You know what I mean?
Right.
You get there in a couple minutes, no problem. And I was bartending between the city and Hoboken.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, living my best life of what I thought for a minute up until I came here. And I realized, wow, it does get better. You know, little by little every day. You know, I'm really grateful.
I'm going to tell you, New York City is the best place on earth that I've ever visited.
There's so
And I haven't been in Europe. I've been in Australia and all over America, but that place is.
It's incredible too, because I would, you can go down one avenue and block. Let's say you're somewhere like Tribeca, and you just go up, you know, a few blocks to the right, and you find the crustiest dive bar. I'm talking about if you don't have a tetanus shot, don't go in there, you know. And it's just a bunch of scalawags hanging out there, whatever. To the left, 1 block over, pristine Michelin star restaurant. This, that, complete bougie crowd. It's like you go down there's something for everybody there, and it's so condensed. Which you either
Never
hate or
sleeps too.
Dude, no, it
You
doesn't.
can find something anytime.
I
of
used
day,
to.
huh?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Over here, it's so different because, you know, my nightlife was 4 a.m. I get out, and I would be able to be like, all right, well, most bars in the area close at 4 a.m. unless you go to the special places and the late after hour spots. Like I'd go to 33rd Street, hang out in K-Town, and let me just tell you something. Well, from my experience, Koreans love to party. I have never seen. I'm talking about it's more than just karaoke, dude.
Okay.
It's like I'm talking about. There was this 24-hour spot. I think it was called Grandma something or Mama Korea, Grandma Korea, whatever. It was like a diner. It was like a front was a diner, but really they'd serve you after hours soju and sake in cups that look like water cups, and people would you'd be able to drink till sunrise and have fun and party room in the back. And I was like, what is this place? People have barbecue and whatever. It's a club back there. It's a diner in the front. It made no sense, but I loved it. I know. But I mean, it draws all kind of attentions, but I mean, it's just the city never sleeps.
We used to have bars down here. I ran the last one till 2 a.m.
Really?
Was that Bangkok Happy Bowl?
That's an interesting name. I mean, Bangkok Happy Bowl was like a
It's a Thai place right down the street.
Yeah.
In the shopping village.
I mean,
the unnamed shopping village. But if you know, you know, Bangkok Happy Bowl out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. We used to do 2 a.m.
Oh yeah,
4 or 5 nights a week, sometimes all week.
See, that's a kind of thing that I feel like it's nice to have one of those, maybe 2 of those around. You know, not too many, not too many, because the piece is also really nice.
Bro, just got to be like car wrecks and getting sued and fights and just.
That's the thing. It seems like no matter where you are, anywhere in the world, there's always going to be a few people that ruin the fun for the majority.
Ruin it for everybody.
And it's just like,
why can't they all just be like us?
Dude, that's why.
Can't we all just get along?
That's why I'm thinking of opening up my own bar and vetting it out in a way that it's like a very simple thing. Like I kind of almost like want to open out a bar out of my garage and be like, all right, only the cool kids come.
Yeah.
Like not speakeasy, but
Why
almost.
Not? Yes.
But almost. It's kind of like 3 knocks on the door. What's the password? And like we're open till 5 a.m. for the right crowd. You know, have a little thing. I don't know the legality of this. So if anyone questions
it never
this,
happened.
This is all hypothetical.
It never happened.
What
are you talking about?
Figurative speak.
Yeah.
This is all.
Never happened.
I mean, like, you know, something like that would be kind of cool, you know?
Plus Anwar's, that sounds pretty cool. Anwar's.
Oh, yeah. Dude, no, I'd have to have a new alias. I'd have to go with my island name. Did I tell you about that?
No.
Oh, dude.
What?
Yeah, so my second, I don't even know if I know how to pronounce it right now, but
okay.
My second week in, like, so, okay, when I got here and I was like looking for a job and everything like that, the first place that hired me, that one of my coworkers was like, hey, how long you been here? And I was like, I've only been here like 2 weeks. And like, oh, you already got a job and whatever? I'm like, I came here broke as hell, dude. I think I had like a total of $400 or $500 in my pocket. And that's all it said. And I was like, that's not going to last long. So as I'm working and getting to know the people and stuff, she was like, you know, it's tradition that when you move here, that someone born on the island give you an island name. And I was like,
was
really?
She local?
Yeah, she was local.
Oh, yeah?
Local girl,
okay.
yeah. So, and I don't know how true all this is. I'm just passing the information that was given to me. But she decided to be like, all right, well, let me get to know you and I'll give you an island. And at the end of the month, so let's say a week and a half, 2 weeks later, she's like, I got one for you. And I still mess it up all the time.
Okay, what?
I believe you pronounce it mono.
Mono.
Or monu. Now, here's the thing. She said the definition was supposed to mean shark. And I was like, first off.
That's mono. Yes.
Mono, right. So the way I guess I was pronouncing before also means if you change the intonation means bird. It could mean bird or shark, like manu or mono. And I guess I would mix that up all the time. I'm like, huh? And so I told someone else, like, she called you a bird? And I was like, wait.
You're the bird shark.
Yeah. I mean,
you know the flying fish?
Yeah.
Well, it's a shark style.
Predator of the air and the sea that's just going at you. But I was like, shark? Like, what's that supposed to mean? He's like, oh, it means that you're a strong personality and you're okay with being alone. You're and all these things. And I was like, I'm scared to death of sharks, dude. I was like, you're calling me a shark? I'm scared to death.
You just heard one of their brothers at work saw one surfing right outside.
I know. And he went right back in. He was surfing, and he's like, "Yeah, I saw that." And he said he didn't even just see it, dude. He said he saw it in the coming wave.
Yeah. And somebody from work saw it too.
It's like
by 6 to 8 footer.
Could you just imagine? What are you doing in that instance when you know you're getting sucked into this and it's coming in? And
you go. I've had feeding frenzies, bro.
That's no. And that's the thing too. Like, as scared as I am, and I'm a scuba diver, we're supposed to be like, hey, you know, like every other scuba diver I know is like, oh my God, I love sharks. They're so excited. They're stoked to see them. And I get it. When you're on their level underwater, there's a thing where you're not so much like, you're not looked at as food. You're looked at as like another predator. But dude, on the surface, you're just.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Diving. Okay.
Yeah. That's a whole different
I had a
thing.
roommate dive and she loved them.
Yeah. It's exactly.
She would even bring a little chum sometimes, but then I'd other hand say, you're messing with.
Very seldom you're going to meet a diver like me where it's just like, oh, I'm afraid of sharks, because I'm also not exposed to them as often. But I mean, again, they say it's like when you're down on their level, they look at you like a predator and you have all your gear on and stuff like that. They're not interested in you. But when you're on the surface on a board and you're flailing,
you're either a monk seal or a turtle.
Yeah, or a fish in distress, and they're like, let me check it out, you know, which I have no business in being checked out by.
Right. Bite first, ask questions later.
Yeah, that's their mantra, and that's not. I mean, I guess it is kind of me. I guess I am mono.
Yeah, I can see that. I could see that.
That's
mono.
Yeah, right.
Nucleosis.
I mean, so I'm curious, Richie. Like, I know you do the sports bag and stuff like that. Yeah, in your talk story segments, is there anything that you aim to learn about the guests, or is it always just really? It's just that's
good stories is what I like.
You want to hear a story?
Yeah.
It has to do with my car again.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I'm not. This is actually probably
The same car.
no,
Baby blue.
baby blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you got?
This is it sounds scripted when I say it in my head, but it's not. And I have multiple witnesses and parties, which I would love for you to meet and verify this because it sounds like something out of a bad short film. But
Okay.
this is
Let's go.
kind of how it goes from my best recollection of all the facts, right? So let me start off by saying that Baby Blue does not have a working gas gauge. I've changed the fuel pump. I've done work to figure out what the problem is. It's electrical, but the thing is so rusted up. It could be one corroded wire here. And I was like, I'm not diagnosing this car. By the way, I bought the truck for $1,000 flat.
Right.
So I was like, how much time and energy and money am I going to keep investing before, So I'm like, hey, she's running, whatever. So what I do is I have a captain's log and I have a little black book on my dashboard where I write me and who my passengers are, the time of day, how many gallons I got of gas for what price, and my estimated MPG based on the average online, which I put around like 16, which may or may have been not my downfall. So I'm like, I should get around.
But why the people's names too?
Oh, just because it's a captain's log. I got to know my crew and passengers. That's my little spin on it.
Got you.
So if you're on if you're actually on a boat, it's like, who is with you? It's like your little sheet.
Okay.
But I was like, oh, if you're with me, it's like my little, thing. So that captain's log, that's my book. I went out the other night and it started with me coming home early from work, and I bothered my roommate because, again, he works during the day, I work at night, and we never really get to hang out or go out anywhere. He's always a homebody, and he's a little older, but I mean, he's fun when he gets to go out and drink it.
Would I know him?
I think so. His name's Gordon. Yeah, is he
a boat guy?
He has a boat.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Also leaks badly. And he wanted to invite me on, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll just bring the vacuum and then suck the water out while we're on." That's a different story in general, but I mean, like, that's my roommate. All right, he's an adventurous spirit.
Okay.
Anyways, I want to invite Gordon out because he's a good time, and this is where I think this is my best taste of karma because I come home and I'm chilling along, like, let's go out, Gordon, whatever. And he's watching TV in the living room. He's like, nah, I don't want to do anything, whatever. I'm like, Gordon's old. He's really, really old. He doesn't want to have any fun. And I'm just teasing him, walking around, getting ready, showered and change. And he's looking at me, he's like, where you think I'm going, buddy? And I'm going to a spot uptown on the east side, right? Which is quite a ways from me because we live all the way on the west side. So I'm like, you sure? Last chance, you could have a good time. And I'm throwing it in his face like, haha, you're missing out. And he's like, nah, I'm good. And he's also just got a new girlfriend, so he's going to spend time with her and stuff. I'm like, all right. I was like, all right, Grandpa, have a good night. So I get in, whatever. I start tearing up the town, right? Having fun, talking to my buddies, whatever. This is where this becomes my downfall. I'm not paying attention to my speedometer, which I should have because my captain's log would have told me you need to stop for gas. And now there's only the limitation of gas stations here, the 24 hours is really what ended up being my downfall too. Also my complete lack of responsibility. But to cut story short, I had a great time. Also, one of our other coworkers, he knows the guy I was with at the bar as part of a bike club. That was fun because we were arm wrestling for cocktails. And it was like, that was great. And I had, his buddy was recording the video up until I beat him. And then he deleted the video. And he's like, nah, you beat my brother. I can't show you that video. I'm like, oh, come on. They paid my tab.
Okay, yeah.
And it was a good time. I was like, all right, cool. So I was coming home. It was great mood. I'm like, all right, cool. And have you ever had that feeling of running out of gas in a car before?
Plenty. I coasted into a gas station in Portland, Oregon, in the city, just driving around the city blocks looking and coasted downhill, barely made. So yes, exactly. So it's getting a little. That's
incredibly lucky. My truck likes to do something really funny, where I feel like I got full throttle. I feel, and then all of a sudden it goes blank, and then I see the battery light come on, and that's it, right? And I was like, oh no, warning. Oh no, not even a thing. And I was like, oh my God. And where I was in particular was a very dangerous spot. And I say this because that highway by a certain road it's one lane highway, and the side of it is like half of a car length in width, right? And it's all grass and shrubs. So I was like, oh my God. And this is like 50 miles an hour cars are coming, right? So I was like,
what time?
This is after the bar closes. It's like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Around 2 a.m. Yeah. I also have, you'll see videos later because they won't let me live this down. But
okay. You were alone?
I was alone.
Okay.
I was alone, living wild, dangerous, afraid. Something Gordon told me. He said, drive fast, take chances. And I was like, I did exactly that, Gordon. I did exactly that. So I ran out of gas on the side of the road. And I'm like, shoot, you let the car sit for a second.
No,
nothing.
No shoulder to pull over.
No, it's like half a shoulder with grass. So because it's a truck, I was like, you know what? If you let it sit long enough without gas, the vapors will kind of get it. So I got a quick start out of it, put it in drive as far to the shoulder as I can get there, right? We're just, when I'm talking about the cars are coming by and I'm sitting in the truck, the cars are coming by, boom, and I feel my truck going like this, boom, boom, and I'm like this. I'm like, oh my God. Now, the second part about this, I usually have a car charger for my phone. Well, the port for my car charger stopped working the day before. I needed to change the fuse. My phone was on 3% battery. You see, this is how the stars are aligning.
How are you letting your phone get to 3% when you're showering?
Yeah. No, I hardly charge my phone. I usually charge it in the car when I'm driving around, but I just didn't get to change it. So this is, my habits have caught up with me. And I told you I was making fun of my roommate earlier. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I ran out of gas. My phone's about to die. I'm like, oh shit. It's like 2 a.m. And my roommate works in the morning. So I'm like, hey dude, look, I'm sorry. Kind of messed up. I really need you to come by right now with some gas and whatever. And because I have a gas tank.
Were you halfway home?
I was a third of the way home. A third.
So on the other side of town?
Yeah, I was still on the other side of town. So he had to go all the way up. Yeah, that's exactly this thing. So he answered the call. I was like, what the? Are you kidding me? After all that smack you talked, are you needing me to get you? And he's laughing at me. He was like, no. I was like, no, please, come on. I don't want to sleep in my car. He's like, fine. I swear to God, Anwar, comes over. I get in his car. He took a video of me because I was taking a nap in the meantime. It was taking forever. And he's like, did the video. I was just like, he's like, wake up. And I was like, oh, come on, man. He gave me a slap in the head. Like, let's go, dummy. Let's go. I'm like, oh, I deserve that. Get in the car, go to the gas station. We fill up the gas station, the gas canister, 2 gallons of gas. I threw him $100. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry about the inconvenience. I was like, listen, whatever. I owe you big time here. This. We get back to the car. And again, this is not my proudest moment. We get back to the truck. I start filling up with gas, open the door, get in there. And I'm like, where's my keys? And he's already like, all right, see you, driving off. And I was like, go. And as he's driving off, I looked to get my phone. My phone's dead.
Oh, stop. And they were what, in his?
This gets better. Because the follow-up to where I finally found the keys is actually something that makes me feel like this. But as far as I knew, because when I went to the gas station, also, I was picking out like some things and I was like, oh, dude, I just, I was so hungry. I picked out a few snacks and whatever. And I didn't set up my new card on Venmo for tap to pay yet. So I had to Venmo him and he had to pay at the counter. So I remember I ran through my pockets and stuff like that. And he's like, are you kidding me? You got me out here and I have to pay. And I'm like, no, wait, well, my phone's alive. I'll Venmo you, right? So it was a whole thing. And I remember that was at the gas station. So after he left, I was like, oh, I think I dropped my keys at the gas station, dude. I think when I was looking through my pockets, I dropped them there.
Which is
like,
miles.
Which is, that's not even, you don't even walk because that's just, I was like, well, I figured at some point, someone's going to recognize this truck and recognize I didn't get home. And I had the day off the next day. I was like, I'm willing to do this. So I slept in my truck on the side of the road. I wake up.
No cops?
No, but here's the best part. Do you remember that accident? That big accident that was fatal or something like that?
Yeah.
Closed up the road?
Last Thursday.
Okay. So that was the day that this happened. So hear me out. Because again, the stars aligned when Anwar was playing around. I woke up to my room, not my roommate, my buddy, knocking on the passenger door, and he's laughing, taking a video of me, and I was like, Manny, and Manny's one of the guys I go diving with. He's an instructor, and I was just like, oh my God, Manny. He's like, dude, what's going on? And I was like, I ran out of gas and lost my keys, and my phone's dead. And that was the fastest way I could say it. I was like, I'm so sorry. Can you help me out here, please? And Manny's just like, oh, but dude, yeah, let's get you your keys. And I was like, I have a spare at home. Just drive me home, and then we're going to drive back, and we're going to start this thing because the gas is already in it. I just can't turn it on. And I was tempted, like, can I hotwire this thing? And I was like, and I got to it, and I was like, I don't want to mess with that. Yeah. Leave it, because I'd ruin something. So There was no accident or traffic at this time. We drove all the way back west side. I got my key and I was like, dude, you know what? I'm making you a big breakfast. Made him a big breakfast, took care of him. It's like anyone takes care of me, I take care of immediately. And I was like, all right, let's go get my car started. We go drive back. All of a sudden, dude, stop traffic. No one's moving. It's like, dude, what is this? We're sitting there for an hour. I'm like, can we go a different route?
Because fatalities, they have to do the investigation.
Yeah. So it just so happened, and I find out about after the fact, just so happened on the very same road that I had parked on in the shoulder, there was a fatal accident just before that, and they blocked everything off. So I had no means and way of getting to my car via a car. I had to walk, right? So we're sitting in traffic. We went this way, we waited, we went around, and still same thing. It's like, dude, there's no way. All of a sudden, I see a motorcycle come up. Now, one of my roommate's buddies drives a motorcycle. It was him. And he pulls up, he recognizes the car, and we're like, yo, Q! His name, this is his nickname, Q. And he's going slow on the side, cutting everyone off. He's like, hey, what's going on, guys? He's like, Q, can I get on the back of your motorcycle? I got to get to my car. And he's like, what? I was like, I just need to get in my car. He's like, and man, he's laughing at me. Q's like, okay. So you can't, I'm a pretty big guy. And this is a small 250cc bike. It looks like a big bear on a small bicycle, which is me on the back, like standing like this. And I'm just hugging him. And it's raining, by the way. I didn't look at that element because I remember I was looking at the road. I was like, oh my God, if we go down, we're going to go down hard. So I'm holding him. We're going down through the shoulder lane, passing everything.
Yep.
And now here's the best part about this. At the end of that street, you make a left or a right? I had believed, because of my delirious state this morning when I woke up, I was on the left-hand side. So we got to that
cars backed up both directions still?
There's everything is still blocked, so cars aren't moving. So from my position, I thought my car was parked on the left of that intersection. And so he decided to go into town and do shopping. He went to the right. My car was not parked to the left of that position, but I instead got off his bike and walked down, be like, all right, well, I'm going to see it eventually and hop in. So I start walking down. And I want you to imagine this.
The back. So you went back where you had come from.
Yeah, because I thought it was in between.
Right.
So I thought we were like, let's say we're here. This is the intersection, and this is where we're still traffic. I thought it was in between here. It was not. It was the other side.
Right.
But I didn't, again, heads all over the place. I'm panicking. I'm like, I just need to get my car back. I start walking down. I just imagine in stop-still traffic, how many faces are looking at me as I'm walking down the street, down the shoulder lane of the highway, and everyone is the mother is looking at me like, oh, local boy, what's he doing? Oh, and people rolling down the windows, are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you. No, I don't need a ride. I'm good. And I'm walking in the way the cars are facing me. I ran into one of my other coworkers. I ran into one of my boss's friends. I ran into random people, right? And the other guy is trying to get me to work at the other bar uptown. He was like, hey, man, what's up? Are you able to come into work tomorrow? I'm like, no, man, I got a lot going on right now because he's trying to poach me at another bar. I'm like, yeah, you might get my truck. Sorry, man. I'll talk to you later. I go down there, and then eventually I recognize a point. And I was like, wait, weren't we waiting in the car at this point? I was like, huh? And I hear, Anwar, get in. And I look, it's my roommate's girlfriend. And she's like, your truck's all the way over there. What are you doing walking here? And I was like, what?
So you're totally backwards.
Yes, dude.
Twice.
So I was like, oh my God. So I got in her car and I was like, can you please get me to my truck? I'll pay anything. I just want to get in my truck. Now we've gone from when a day started at like 8 a.m. after getting breakfast, waiting in traffic till 11 p.m. It was probably like 1 o'clock at this point. So,
thank God, no work.
Dude, it was, no work would have been, oh my God, if I had to work, that would have been terrible. That would have been, I don't even know how I would explain that to the boss. So finally, through waiting, we finally get to the point where my truck is. I hop out. Do you know what they did in my truck?
What?
You can still see it. They slapped it.
Yeah.
They slapped it with the stickers for abandonment. They slapped my truck with abandoned stickers. Yep. They caution taped it off. They tied up caution tape to the trees and this and this. And I'm looking like, what the hell? And I was like, because it was part of the investigation, Richie. They wanted to know what happened. Oh. And everyone, by the way, in the group chat, because my phone was off, imagine this. When I finally got my phone back and got into the car, they're like, dude, Anwar's missing. He's not here. Where's his car? Oh, I saw his car caution off. Wait, isn't that the same road where the fatal accident happened? And every one of their mothers wondering, like, Anwar's no contact. There's a fatal accident on the same road. Where's his car? This, and I'm like, the whole world was on fire for about 12 hours, Richie. And it was just because I had made fun of my roommate, be like, you don't want to go out with the party guy? Let's go party out there. And I was like, well, you're missing out. And I'm like, oh, dude. You definitely missed out, man. And there's pictures and videos of this scenario when I finally got to the truck, and I was like, my phone, by the way, I left it in there. So I had no way of charging it when I got home. It was still in the center console. And I was like, I couldn't find my key. I looked around, couldn't find my key. I'm using my spare key, right? After I ripped off the caution tape and you could still see some markings, I finally got the thing home, and I was like, oh, that was a lesson, right? Do you know where just the other day when I was cleaning out my truck, you know where I found the key? Dude. And so there's in the center console, you lift it up to make it a seat, and my key was right there. And I'm not sure how or why, or the panic mode thinking was put it this way, but I think now that I'm going back, it is like when we left the car, I probably put it there
to
hide it. And I hid it so well that I couldn't find it. But yes, Richie, that was last Thursday.
Yes, it was. So I was golfing in the rain, and I probably would have quit, but I heard about the accident, so I said, might as well finish out.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Everybody has some kind of story like that. I walked through the damn tunnel the wrong way.
What do you mean?
There's a tunnel that goes through the cane roads.
Oh yeah,
and it's like a half mile. And we wrecked on the other side of the tunnel. We were walking back to this side of the island. And somewhere we got turned around in the pitch black tunnel and walked all the way through the tunnel and came back on the same side.
Isn't that a feeling, dude?
It's just like feeling. You going the wrong way.
Yeah. No, that's a feeling.
I think that's a rite of passage. I bet everybody has that story.
If you walk the wrong way once for about 45 minutes, you're honorated. That's it. You're welcome.
Yeah. For sure.
No, I that's a lot of fun
Good
to tell.
stuff. Yep.
You're the first person I told the full story to, dude. I've been keeping that, and now the world knows.
The whole world.
That's it. Here's everybody here. I share that with you guys on my first time out here.
All right.
Oh God.
And so wait, we got about maybe 10 more minutes.
Oh yeah.
One more time about you were scared of swimming, and then within 2 days you're diving.
Oh, dude.
Something like that. And where was that? What islands?
Just to preface this, I wasn't scared. I was scared shitless, if I may say. I had nothing to do with the ocean. In the East Coast in Jersey, I'm pretty much going to swimming pools, and if I'm on the beach, it's just you're dipping in, jumping in, and that's it. You're not actually swimming out in that ocean. Because again, also my fear of sharks has something to do with it. When I visited my friend in Utila, Honduras, he was edging me on to learn. And I remember we're standing by the dock, and I was like, dude, I don't know how to stop. Because I'm scared of this is more than 8 feet, right? Like that's not gonna work with me. Like that's
and you didn't even know how to swim, right?
No. I mean, I could learn how to doggy paddle, but even then you see a guy my age and size doggy paddle, you're like, what the heck? Because I had 2 different drown scares growing up, and I was traumatized for some time because me and water just don't get along. I accepted it, and I was like, I don't want to do this. My buddy, who's younger than me, who's the cool kid, he's diving, he's hanging out with the girls, come on, Anwar, just get in. Listen, I'll hold your hand. And I was like, you're gonna save me? You're gonna save me if I drown? Because I'm twice your weight, dude. He's a skinny little guy. He's like, I got you. Just like that, in Utila, there's a dock area, UDC is where this was. In the back area, there's a little ladder. Now, granted, it's covered in all this slime and whatever because of algae, but I was holding on to this gross-ass little ladder in the water like this, waiting. And I was like, all right, I'm going to let go. I was doing one of these real quick, and I finally just let it go. And it was instructed, just stay calm. And I was like, oh, I feel I'm going on. He's like, stay calm, do this technique. And within a matter of I want to say a good 15, 20 minutes, I was finally treading and keeping going because he was just coaching me through it. And I was like, dude, oh, I could do this. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God. And I went back, had a few beers, went back in the water, had a few more beers, went back in the water. I was kept doing it. And I was I was close to the dock. And I was getting through my comfort zone. The next day I started to do between the docks. And I was like, oh, let me get in. He's like, you should sign up for diving course. I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, diving. I was like, dude, I just learned how to swim on top of the water 2 days ago. You want me to go under the water? Like, where I was like, in my head, I'm thinking danger. And kid you not, that second day, I signed up for a diving instructor course. And for open water, you do have to pass a swim test. The way we did it is like between 3 docks, you have to swim 3 complete laps. So I was able to go from dock to dock to dock 3 times to complete the swim test. Granted, I wasn't the fastest,
right?
But I fucking did it.
On the second day.
On my second day, and I have, that's one of my more proud stories, dude. That's just like, you know what I mean? They really say it. You got to face your fears, but I mean, that opened up a whole new world. That's a big part of the reason why I'm even here too, because that relationship with him. He's the one who invited me on the couch. He's the reason I had a place to be here because of his diving, got me into diving.
And the Honduras guy lives here now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
What's his name?
So his name is John. And he's actually a friend that I made while I was bartending in Hoboken, New Jersey. Ah. Yeah. So that was, he was the GM of my date night spot. And what I used to do, I used to live like, imagine this, you're right here on this little block. You go around here. I had to walk for 30 seconds, call a girl up. Hey, let's go out tonight. Cool. I got you. And he knew me because he paid attention to the fact that whenever we paid the tab, the girl would always offer to pay. I'm like, no, you don't got it. She's like, no, I insist. And I was known as the guy who was Anwaring the girls. And I was like, it was a verb that they made up. And I was like, because like, oh, when you go out Anwar, for some reason, the ladies just want to pay. And I was like, who is this guy talking shit, right? And I was just like, that's how he got to know me. And I was like, oh, my name is John, whatever, like that. I just so happened to be at the time bartending with his ex-girlfriend. I didn't know. So I got to know him through there. And at work, I heard about him. And I was like, wait, that same John that is the cool guy that I know from the bar is the guy that's a piece of crap and a bad guy. And I was like, no, let me get this right. I hosted a dinner party. I was like, bring him out. I want to vet him. I actually want to get to know him. So I actually hosted a little dinner party. I have videos of that too, which I would love to show you because it's funny because none of us can dance. Like none of us can. We're all just like, just like some stupid little shuffle or whatever like that. But we're all just having fun and drinking. And I love the guy. I was like, dude, I feel, he's a cool guy. And he would actually, put my favorite beer on tap. He would just talk to me and everything. So I got closer with him than her. And we just became friends through that. And he told me one day I'm going to travel because I'm finishing my master diver ski instructor. And I was like, dude, if you travel, I'm going to meet up with you. And then came COVID. I was like, dude, I got nothing going on. I have a savings account now. I want to get out of here. This is all scary. He's like, I'm in Honduras, dude. And I was like, I'm coming. And that's how it all really started, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good shit.
It's a thing, bro.
From terrified and can't swim to diving in 2 days.
Yeah, dude. No, the diving itself is different because, like,
it's 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
Stick
2
with
days.
the story.
Yeah, 2 days. 2 days.
I was a master diver in 3 days. Couldn't swim Tuesday. By Friday, I'm taking people out.
It's actually it's incredible to think about it. How you just really just face your fear, dude. It's like, hey, man, there's got to be like a moral of the story to this, right? If anyone gets anything away from this, just know that if I could do it, you sure as hell can do it. If I could do it, there's no reason why you can't face your fear and do it. All right, that's what I'm saying. Take that away from this, all right? And also, fill up your gas tank.
Fill up your gas tank. Face your fears. Fill up your gas tank.
I know gas prices are fucking scary, yeah.
I think that's a perfect wrap-up point.
There we go.
38 minutes plus.
I'm really happy.
Spirit of Sports.
Hell yeah.
Bro, you can come any Thursdays.
I love that.
Unless I got somebody else better.
I mean, it's all right, dude. I understand. It's a hot seat.
Never even heard.
Hey, I got my time in the hot seat. Yeah, I'm happy.
Sure
I'm happy about this.
I need more people. Like, friend like the kind didn't even call or nothing today. But 3 would have been kind of, I'll get him soon.
It's all right, dude. Everyone's life happens, where we are. It's different. We're on Hawaii time.
And everything as it should.
Yeah. No fighting that.
And love yourself. I always say that I'm working on it. Forgive. Swallow the hate. Give back love.
Oh, yeah.
Life is short on this world.
Oh, yeah. So. One of my favorite quotes, that you just brought it up. Sorry. I know you said you want to wrap it up. And
that's fine.
It's like being mad at somebody, and I might be butchering this, but being mad at somebody or like trying to be mean back to somebody is kind of like drinking poison and hoping it hurts them, right?
Yes,
It
I've
doesn't-
heard that one.
Yeah. And it's
Full
like,
on.
it makes so much sense.
It's
like,
your own soul you're
Yeah.
messing with.
yeah, just let it go.
Yeah.
And it's honestly so much better. And then honestly, if people want to get a reaction out of you and you don't give it to them, it is.
Somebody's talking shit, you say, what was that? Excuse me? Make them say it again and then just walk away.
Oh.
And then they just look like the idiot.
It's just like, oh, okay, I'm indifferent. Thanks.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for that.
You're
You're no longer invited to my birthday.
I don't
party.
understand. I don't understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but well, we're gonna wrap it up and look at he brought in some cool gear right here.
Oh yeah, this is
I don't know if you guys saw that. Oh, that would have been kind of cool.
that's a cool shot too. Yeah,
It is.
don't worry. Listen, I'm gonna rig up something cool. For,
I got
for the
something
future.
coming.
Yeah.
But I like this stuff too. I need one of these maybe. He's got the little mixer elixir.
Simple. This is a travel studio. This is what it is. A travel studio right here. It's nice.
That's part of my goal too. One day, just go around the country and the world, and people join
Dude,
you
I just
just
fit
like
this-
this at the bar.
Hell yeah.
You're
Put this
live
in my
to the
backpack,
world.
and that's it. Boom. You have your laptop. You have this. Like, just just make a little
Yep.
like a case for
And
something
this.
Like that. Yeah, dude. This
The
is it. This is
studio.
all you need. You're doing it.
And it used to be you needed like in the news truck and a camera guy, and the mic and the antenna. Now we got it all right
And we're
here.
live.
Bro. Yeah. Take two. Testing.
I do want to get one of the little scene things, like and scene.
Oh, those are
That's
cool.
cool. I want
Yep.
it. Even if it's a novelty now, it's just cool to have, right?
I do that anyway. Okay, brother, we're out. Ahui ho. I'm gonna come back and do my NFL in about a half hour. Or so.
Yeah, you got to talk sports, dude.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
But this was a good little. I like the stories. That's what we're here for.
Hell yeah.
We're talking sports. We're talking live. The Spirit of Sports, brought to you by Not Pods, Braddah Richie, guest
Mahalo.
Anwar
Mahalo to everyone.
from work.
Thank you.
That's his nickname. Anwar from work. Manu, the bird shark.
Manu.
Yeah. Okay, brothers. Ahui ho. I will see you soon.
Oh man.